I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. A little brisk in Murray, Kentucky today. Since we last talked, had a good weekend. Got a couple of big wins in our division over SIU Edwardsville and Eastern Illinois, two of the better teams in our league. Very, very pleased with the effort and intensity and the focus, especially on the defensive end. Just two outstanding total team efforts. Would like to point out, against SIU Edwardsville, Mariah Robinson goes for 31 on a special night for her on the pink out night, having lost her mother to cancer when she was younger, and just very, very good. Made me feel good for her to see her have a great night on that night in particular, and Erica Sisk with 26 points in that game. The two of them provided the offense that we needed, and we did a good job defensively. Just got dominated on the glass, and that kept Edwardsville in the game. You got to give a lot of credit to them. They're a very aggressive, tough, hard-nosed rebounding team, and we were lucky to come out with a win. And then to turn around in a day and have to play a very tough Eastern Illinois team with possibly, one of the best guards in the conference without question in Takenia Nixon, and one of the best post players in the conference without question in Mariah King. Both all-conference players, and a lot of shooters to go with them and good athletes. Was extremely pleased with the defensive focus and intensity. And in that game, Jessica Winfrey was just huge on the boards, had 18 rebounds, especially in the second half. There was a point with about 13, 14 minutes to go. We were talking about how important defensive rebounds were, and had taken her and Kelsey Dirks out a couple of minutes later and just set them just to talk to them about the importance of grabbing rebounds. And she asked a question, and I just told her there were no answers for it. You just got to go get the ball. And she went back out, and it seemed like she got every rebound from that point forward. Just a great effort. Shot the ball well from the perimeter. Did a good job with assignment defense. I thought Erica Burgess gave us a big lift, and Erica Sisk on the defensive end, even though Sisk didn't have her normal scoring night, being held only 6 points, but she did an outstanding job defensively. Burgess did the same thing. They really worked well together, and I was just pleased with the effort overall.
You talked about energy not really being a problem for you guys in the last few games. Did you feel like after the Belmont game, you guys were going to continue to improve with energy not being a problem, that basketball-wise you guys were going to have?
Yeah, I mean, the Belmont game, I felt like, and watching the film, I really feel bored out. I mean, we just didn't make enough shots, and they got to some balls, right after the game. I felt like they were just a lot tougher than us, and after watching the video, I don't really think that was the case. I think we played hard, we played tough. There were just a couple of things that didn't quite go our way, and then when you shoot 25% coupled with that, it makes it really tough. I think we shoot mid-30s. You don't have to shoot great in that game. Shoot mid-30s, it's a different story. So I did feel like, we kind of turned a corner from the last couple of Monday night performances before that, and I think we continued that this week.
And it was important to get the win, obviously, but was it important, you think, for the psyche to get to have 2 straight games in conference?
Yeah, I think it is. You look at that, and I just think, you gain confidence from being successful, and you can only gain so much from being close. I think you can gain some from being close, but at some point, that stops. Ricky, and I really feel like the team understands what it takes to beat good teams in this conference. We've played everybody in our division now. Came out with a 4-1 record with a loss at SEMO, on that Monday following that Martin game. So, we get a chance to play them here down the road, and we have to go to Eastern Illinois and SIUE, and we have to play Martin and Austin Peay here. So, there's still a lot to be done, and we've got some very tough games against the other side of the conference as well coming up when we hit the road this weekend. So, I've always say the conference will be decided on the last day. There'll be, seedings, conference championships, all those things in this league and women's basketball usually come down to the last day of competition. And, until you've played everybody on your schedule, you don't know what's going to happen.
Since the suspensions, it seems like y'all have really taken some steps forward. Do you think that there's a direct cause and effect relationship there?
I think so. to be honest with you. I think that, we were playing well enough to win games during that stretch. We won 7 games in a row and then lost a pretty close game at Missouri. And then coming back after Christmas, I think there were some people that were comfortable with their position, if you want to say that, on the team. And there were some people that felt like, well, I'm never going to get much of an opportunity. And, and we practiced that way a couple of times. Then we go out against Eastern Kentucky and did not play well. And there was a lack of focus, a lack of attention to detail, and then, some of the things that happened, and we won't go over all that again. But, once that happened, I mean, Erica Burgess is a very, very talented player. I mean, she's one of the best players in the league, talent-wise, at a guard spot. And, Kyra Watson, you're talking about two people that started all but Kyra didn't start the first game of the season, but she started every game since then. So that kind of put everybody on notice, kind of refocused the team. It gave people a chance to step forward and lead, and they've done that. And they've done that very well from the moment that the suspensions happened until now. And Kyra and Erica are back in the fold and, doing what they're asked to do and playing very hard. They both, Kyra, the minutes that she got last night, first time she's played since New Year's Eve, and played extremely hard. Gave us a lift, actually, when she got in the game. Statistically, didn't have huge numbers, but for her minutes played, got in the game and just provided a jolt of energy that we needed at that time.
Tessa, has she been kind of the biggest person to step to the forefront?
Yeah, she has. And one thing with Tessa has a high basketball IQ, always has. Tessa's always going to play hard. I think that Tessa's leadership qualities are what attracted me to her as a recruit when we were looking at her, how hard she played and her leadership ability. And I think right now, for the first time in her career, she's really stepping forward and really understands what it takes to lead a team in a positive way. And she's doing an outstanding job. She's got the opportunity. And I talked to her, I mean, you've got a couple of months left in your career. Just, go out on a great note. Show everybody what you're capable of as a leader. And I really feel like she's been doing a good job of that.
Talk about Jacksonville State. What do you expect?
I'll tell you, I hope our players are not looking at their record and thinking it's going to be an easy game. I mean, they lost a 6-point game to Belmont at their place, and Belmont's in first place in our league. They're going to win ball games. They have some talent. They have some young talent that, they just haven't been able to put it all together for whatever reason and pull a game out yet. But it's a dangerous game for us, a dangerous place to play. It's real easy to look from a player's perspective and say, well, we just played Eastern Illinois and SIU Edwardsville, and then we got Tennessee Tech on Monday night, at their place, and they're near the top of the division on that side. And if we do that, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in for a long afternoon in Jacksonville because they have ability, and they're going to win some ball games. And at some point they're going to break out and have a great game. We've got to be focused and pay attention to detail defensively to make sure it doesn't happen against us. Coach Watts is a great coach, done a great job in her career, and there's no question we have to be prepared, and we'll be making sure that our players understand that this week.
Just a little bit on Tech, too.
Jim Davis, a new coach there, used to coach. I first met him when he was the coach at Clemson. Outstanding coach, has them playing very, very well. They have talent all over the floor. They have a young lady in Jayla Harris, who's an all-conference player at the guard spot that can really put the ball in the basket. Diamond Henderson can play. I haven't watched them a lot, just watching them preparing for other opponents. I haven't focused on them, but they have those. And Lachey Davis is a young lady who hasn't played basketball in a few years. And, she was in school there, and he got her to come out and play this year, and she can flat out shoot the basketball. That adds a lot to their team. So we're going to have our hands full there. And, Tech's a tough place to play. They'll have a great crowd, and we'll certainly have to be ready and make that turnaround from Jacksonville and be ready to play.